Let's set the stage right from the start. What you are about to read is not your everyday topic. In fact, it's a secret that most men shy away from discussing. But for those who dare to tread into this uncharted territory, there's a deep truth waiting to be unearthed. Discovering an older woman's hidden sexual desires and surprising her in ways you least expect can significantly change the dynamic of your relationship. You may not have thought about the fact that maybe the key to your intimacy is focusing on her back door, but I promise you, what we are diving into today is much more than just a physical act. This is building trust, breaking down emotional barriers, and connecting on a level that goes far beyond the routine of physical intimacy. Only when a man deeply understands this dynamic will he not only seduce her to give in to her physical body, but also to her emotions. The intimacy is no longer about just fulfilling expectations. It's more about reaching the very core of her desires and needs, thus bringing her a satisfaction she might never have felt before. I know you are here because you're ready to learn and explore how to genuinely turn her on in ways that go deeper than the basics. If you think you already have all the answers regarding her pleasure, I encourage you to stay tuned. What I'm about to share may just surprise you. My name is Karen. So, you want to level up in the intimacy game? I'm here to help you do that in ways you never thought possible. If you're ready to dive into understanding what your partner wants and desires, or if you just want to learn more, hit that subscribe button and stay with me for more. If what I've shared resonates with you, drop a comment with a 1 below. If not, comment 0. I really want to hear your thoughts. Ready? So, if you are ready to be that man who makes her feel seen, wanted, and desired in unforgettable ways, then keep watching. This video is tailored just for you. Let's dive in. 1. The door to pleasure. Many men have over the years forgotten that the exploration of every part of their partner's body is what gives power. They just tend to do things the way it has been taught to them, what they perceive as normal. But if you really want to make your relationship better and intimacy reach a level she never even imagined, then it's time to talk about something that not many people dare mention: pleasing her back door. Now, don't be scared off by the term. What we're talking about goes far beyond the purely physical act. It's about establishing trust, breaking down emotional walls, and understanding that when an older woman feels that she can totally trust you, the doors to her pleasure swing wide open in ways you never imagined. What is the reason behind this exploratory business? It's not the act alone, but it signifies a more profound connection. The woman's body is like a treasure trove of sensitive areas, and if correctly stimulated, these zones are known to unleash overwhelming orgasms. What people usually fail to note is her back door. It could be a source of new pleasures, assuming there is interest. The key is to approach this exploration with gentleness, respect, and, most importantly, her full consent. This isn't about imposing anything on her. It's about inviting her to explore new dimensions of intimacy with you. Studies have shown that the perianal region is rich in nerve endings, making it particularly receptive to stimulation. This is an area for many women that remains uncharted territory, one that, when approached correctly, can yield a unique blend of physical and emotional pleasure. However, it has nothing to do with technique alone. The key is an intent. Every caress, every touch contains a message that her satisfaction is as essential as yours, and you'd give her whatever she deserves between the sheets. And that is when the real magic happens. Trust is the entrance to this journey. If a woman feels comfortable enough to let you enter this private domain, she has entrusted you deeply. And so, you need to prove worthy of that trust. Practical tip: ensure that both are comfortable with this idea before stepping into this journey. Have an open conversation with each other about it. Discuss what you'd like to try and ensure she's on board. If she is, take it slow. Start with your hands, gently caressing the area, helping her become accustomed to the sensations. The goal is not only to please her back door, but to make her feel completely relaxed and secure in your touch. In short, it is a matter of deeper connection, getting to know her beyond the apparent level, and showing that you are ready to do whatever it takes to make her feel really satisfied. And when you achieve this, your intimacy will be transformed forever. And trust me, she'll feel it. 2. Know her body. For a real elevation of intimacy, one needs to learn a basic truth. A woman's body is a landscape filled with undiscovered pleasure zones that many men overlook. It is time to move past the ordinary and explore areas that, when touched with care and attention, can awaken sensations of pleasure and connection you never imagined. First of all, recognize that it is not only the obvious spots. Yes, you are well aware of the typical places, her breasts and thighs, but these are only beginning points. The way you touch her, where you touch her, and for what purpose determine how a woman's body reacts. There are many more areas that no man ever bothers to explore. There are places, once caressed delicately, will give one extreme sensations of lust and desire. For example, take the curvature of her spine, the interior of her thighs, or the back of the knees. How many times did you ever give a thought about these? And each one has nerve endings with just a mere touch, and it might make waves run through her. Let us not forget the neck, one of the most sensual and sensitive areas on a woman's body. Just a light caress of the fingers or the soft whisper of a kiss, and she would go shivers at the drop of a hat and connect immediately. It's a matter of listening to what she needs, communicating it through your touch, and the sensitivity of balancing soft and hard touch. Another practical tip: take it slow. Start with the inside of her wrists, the often overlooked areas chock full of nerve endings. Work from there, in meager line, work down her arms and shoulder. Gradually move to more sensitive areas on her neck or thighs. You will literally awaken her body and her mind, showing her you care for every inch of her. To really know a woman's body, you need to listen. Pay attention to her reactions, verbal and nonverbal alike. Understand what she wants and needs, and explore those areas that many men neglect. This is how you create an experience that goes far beyond mere physical pleasure. You forge a connection that she will never forget. 3. The power of preparation. Let's talk about something that is usually overlooked: preparation. You might be thinking that sex should be spontaneous, but I assure you that a little preparation can go a long way in truly satisfying your partner. I'm not just referring to the typical aspects of setting the mood or creating the right atmosphere. I'm talking about mental and emotional preparation that sets the stage for an unforgettable experience. Women crave deeper connections. They do not simply seek a quick physical release. They desire an experience that makes them feel seen, heard, and truly desired. That means you must be mentally prepared to engage with her on a level that goes far beyond the merely physical. How do you prepare? It all begins with communication. Before attempting to explore her body in new ways, take the time to talk with her. Ask what she likes, what turns her on, and what her desires are. Many men mistakenly assume they already know the answer, but every woman is unique, and her body is a universe of sensations that you need to understand. Be comfortable with vulnerability. Show her that you genuinely care about her pleasure. If you wish to push the boundaries of intimacy, it's crucial to create an environment where she feels safe expressing herself fully. Emotional preparation is key. A woman will not be open to exploring new forms of intimacy if she doesn't feel emotionally secure with you. She will shut down if she's unsure whether you respect her boundaries or if you are only focused on your own pleasure. Build trust long before you reach the bedroom. When she knows she can rely on you to respect her limits and prioritize her pleasure, that's when she'll be ready to explore new territories with you. The prepping is not only about arranging the physical platform, but also mentally and emotionally preparing each other to reach their fullest mutual exploration and satisfaction. 4. The role of sensuality, not raw stimulation. In the realm of intimacy, most men focus more on stimulation. They think that if they can just get to the right spots, then everything will come together. Well, stimulation is an important part, but it's the sensuality of the experience that really creates a memorable connection. That includes all physical touch, besides creating a mood and an atmosphere that allows for the two to be completely consumed in the present moment. Acknowledge that the woman's body is not defined by the typical erogenous zones. Her body is a work of art, and every inch needs attention. Cultivate sensuality in yourself by being slow. Forget rushing through things. Start out slow, light touches that really speak to showing care for every inch of her body. Consider it like a slow dance in which every step and every kiss is drawn out a little bit longer. It's about tension and anticipation that makes her the most important person in the world. The environment is also very crucial for sensuality. It's very easy to get caught up in the thought that the act itself is everything, but the right atmosphere makes all the difference. Think of things like lighting, music, and room temperature. They all work together to create an atmosphere that really increases her awareness and brings her to the present moment. When you engage all her senses, you invite her to let go of the outside world and immerse herself in you. This type of sensuality is potent because it speaks to more than just her body. It reaches her mind, heart, and soul. 5. Creating a rhythm of trust and exploration. Now that we have dealt with the more superficial aspects of intimacy, now is a good time to deal with a more critical issue: trust. It is basically the foundation on which all the other elements come together. It simply won't matter how skillful you are if she doesn't trust you. When she feels like she can let go completely with you, now trusting that you respect her boundaries and care for her pleasure, that is when it gets surreal. The best way to breed trust is with gradual exploration. If you have the urge to dive into some new experiences, slow down and start with something as simple as touch, communication, and then emotional connection. Every step that you take has to feel as if it would be a logical next step. A rush can make someone uncomfortable and unsure, but slowing your pace shows that you value the journey as much as the destination. This exploration should mean being in tune with her reactions, both verbal and nonverbal. Observe how she reacts to every touch and kiss. Does she lean in closer or pulls away? Does she make sounds of pleasure or discomfort? All these cues are precious. The more you listen to her body, the better you can tune in and upgrade the experience. The rhythm of your intimacy must be dynamic and like a dance. It is not just physical actions, but encompasses trust and a connection that is natural. 6. Aftercare. Now, let's discuss one of the most vital elements of intimacy: aftercare. Aftercare is just as important as the act itself. It's ensuring that both parties are emotionally and physically cared for after, and this cements the trust and connection established in your time together. Taking the time to show your partner that you're still there for her after the experience deepens your bond and ensures that the connection you've created doesn't fade once the passion subsides. This could be as simple as holding her close, talking softly, or sharing a tender moment together. Communication is key to both physical and emotional intimacy. Most men believe that intimacy should not be discussed in words, that their partner will know what he wants. In fact, true intimacy, the kind that goes beyond mere physical pleasure, is built on open and honest communication. If it is new and unconventional or meant to get deeper, communication becomes the most potent weapon in exploring that experience. So many men feel intimacy is a one-way street where one just needs to read signals. But in truth, it's so much more of a team effort. A woman's desires and preferences are not always clear, and she may even be hesitant to express them. That is where your role becomes paramount. By initiating conversations about what you both enjoy, what excites you, and what makes her feel good, you create an atmosphere of trust and understanding. It's not about knowing everything right now, but rather opening up to learn more about each other. It's not just about asking her what she wants, but also about listening when she says something. Sometimes, women need reassurance that they can say what's really on their minds without being judged. Your role is to create a safe space for her to express her deepest desires without fear of rejection. This requires patience and a willingness to be vulnerable yourself. As you engage in these conversations, you'll also uncover her emotional needs, not just her physical ones. By genuinely listening, you open the door to a deeper connection that strengthens over time, leading to intimacy rooted in emotional fulfillment rather than just physical satisfaction. Communication also plays a vital role in establishing boundaries. When exploring new territories, like introducing unconventional methods of pleasure, it's crucial that both partners discuss their limits beforehand. It's about ensuring mutual respect and comfort, ensuring that neither partner feels pressured. You should be the pleasure partner, helping her discover a lot of first times with loving and gentle attention. The better you communicate needs and desires with your partner, the more well in sync your lovemaking moments will become. 7. Emotional intimacy beyond physical end. Let's talk about one of the most overlooked aspects of intimacy: emotional intimacy. Most men are only concerned with physical intimacy, thinking that the connection they share is defined by the act itself. While physical intimacy is very important, it is the emotional bond that elevates the connection to new heights. Emotional intimacy constitutes a safety net, a place of trust, comfort, and security that allows other types of intimacy to function and grow as well. When you establish emotional intimacy, you create space where you're willing to be vulnerable with each other, sharing you and your true selves, fears, dreams, and desires without judgment. When a woman feels emotionally supported and cherished, her willingness to explore new experiences with you, both physically and emotionally, deepens. She needs to know that you are there for her beyond the bedroom. You are not just her lover, but also her confidant and partner in life. This emotional closeness lays the foundation for greater sexual intimacy. When she feels emotionally safe, she's more likely to release inhibitions and experience new sensations without fear. Without this foundation of emotional trust, opening up in other areas of your relationship becomes challenging. How can you cultivate emotional intimacy? It begins with consistency. Be present, both physically and emotionally. Check in with her regularly about how she's feeling, not just regarding the relationship, but about life in general. Make her feel like you're really invested in her happiness and well-being. Emotional intimacy refers to being available emotionally. The more available you are, the more she'll connect to you. That also gives a better emotional basis in reducing anxiety, so she can enjoy the physical aspect more freely because she knows you've got her back. A way to become emotionally intimate with a girl is by spending time with her, free of the pressure of sexual and physical attachment. You could take her out on a date or share some really deep conversations over a bottle of wine, or experience a lot of activities together, where you are both bonding over things beyond words. That security and love you create there are transferred to your body-to-body contact. 8. Novel experiences without pressure. If there is one thing that can kill intimacy, it is pressure. The pressure to perform, to please, or to meet expectations can strip the fun and spontaneity from intimate moments. Instead of fixating on achieving perfection, focus on creating new experiences that bring you closer together. The key is to make these experiences feel natural and exciting, rather than forced or stressful. One of the most powerful approaches to enhancing your connection is to relinquish the expectation that every intimate moment must be flawless. There is no standard formula to keep your girlfriend satisfied. Each female is unique and her desires vary with time. What really counts is that you are open-minded to finding more things together, as well as becoming patient and gentle for exploring unexplored areas. This is particularly relevant when discussing something new, such as exploring her back door or other unconventional aspects of intimacy. It is not about rushing into something because you feel it's expected or because you read about it somewhere. Instead, you approach each experience with curiosity and respect for your partner's feelings. Understand that intimacy is a journey shared by both partners. Never force her to do something she is not ready for, and never force an experience in a direction that does not feel comfortable for both of you. The best experiences unfold naturally, without a script or predetermined outcome. When you make intimacy about exploration and shared experiences, it is less about the end result and more about the connection between you. This approach creates lasting memories, deepens your bond, and shows that you value the experience, not just the destination. 9. The significance of patience and respect in exploration. The more we explore new, intimate territories, the more we learn about patience and respect. These are the foundations on which everything stands, especially when exploring new aspects of your sexual connection. Always, intimacy must unfurl in its own sweet time, when the comfort and security of each party are achieved. If you desire to venture into the extraordinary, be sure to take this with extreme patience, providing room for the other to do so without stress. When introducing something new, whether it's pleasing her back door or trying another unconventional approach, you must respect her boundaries and emotions at every step. Intimacy is not solely about the physical act. It's about the emotional experience that accompanies it. She needs to learn to trust and believe that you are patient for her, respectful enough of her slow pace, rather than forcing matters, which might have caused her uncomfortableness and emotional distance. Instead, slow movement would induce a sense of safety and awaiting. Always respect her boundaries. Never pressure her into something she's not ready for, and consistently check in with her, both verbally and non-verbally, to ensure she's fully engaged and comfortable. This process is also full of beauty because it leads to deepening your emotional relationship with your partner. The more patient you are, the more cared for she will feel. The more you respect her limits, the stronger the trust you build. Trust becomes the ground of great intimacy, built over time. Each time you show that you care enough to follow her lead and listen to her cues, the emotional bond between you grows. This dynamic not only makes her feel comfortable in the moment, but also enhances the overall dynamic of your relationship. Remember, intimacy is not a race. It's a shared journey, a dance between two individuals who deeply understand and respect each other's desires. 10. The power of vulnerability and openness. In the world of intimacy, this weakness is in fact one of the greatest gifts that can be given: vulnerability. When you show your vulnerability with your partner, you are showing each other a little bit more openness, which means both of you may not be open as you'd be otherwise with another person. While vulnerability can easily be associated with physical acts, it extends far beyond that. It also involves being emotionally open, always willing to share your feelings, thoughts, fears, and desires without the fear of being judged. When you let down your guard and embrace vulnerability, you allow an atmosphere of trust and intimacy where each party connects on a further level. A woman is more likely to open up for exploration of newer dimensions of pleasure if she can see that you are emotionally accessible and vulnerable for her. She'll feel comfortable in knowing you are on the same team as well, desiring the same thing, while building a space of mutual exploration. Equally important, is being receptive to her vulnerability. When she opens up about her desires or concerns, listen actively and empathetically. Show her that you value her feelings and are there to support her unconditionally. The essence of intimacy lies in the vulnerability shared by both partners. When both of you can lower your defenses and express yourselves fully, that's when true connection flourishes. Conclusion: this deepens intimacy and is more than just physical action. It calls for trust, communication, vulnerability, and exploration. Understanding what your partner desires, fostering emotional intimacy, and approaching new experiences with patience and respect can build a profound connection that elevates your relationship to new heights. Remember, intimacy is a journey, a shared exploration that brings you closer together. Embrace the process, communicate openly, and enjoy the beautiful moments that unfold along the way. Thank you for joining me on this journey to unlocking deeper intimacy and connection. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below.